This is Walter Solomon for Wonder Duck Decoys. Wonder Duck makes a variety of motion decoys that can be used with a variety of wing, foot, and paddle attachments. This is our new weedless and adjustable paddling foot. It's designed to be able to interchange these paddling feet with different colors. We have orange, blue, green, purple, orange. This is confetti blue, I have sapphire blue, I have emerald green. But to put the paddling feet together, I'm going to quickly show you. Now the first thing you want to do is to notice that this is a little bell shaped at the bottom of the paddling foot attachment. That cups over the motor. Now if you're going to install this on an older decoy, you're going to want to widen the hole on the side of the decoy so that you can get the new paddling foot on. Also, if there's a gasket on the motor shaft of your older decoy, you want to take that gasket off because you don't want that to be pushed up against the base of the motor when you put on your new attachment. So make sure that you remove the old gasket. Now the first thing I normally do is to put my Phillips screw on first. Now it's possible that your paddling feet may be already assembled, but if they're not, this is how you put them together. Most of the time they're not assembled. But secondly, I will put on my second Phillips screw. Now if you'll notice, there are 5 different holes on this attachment. You want to use the hole closest in to the base of the attachment, but not hit the float on the side of the motor on the decoy. So in this case, I'm going to take my set screw and a washer, and then I take my paddling foot and I put that through the hole, and I'm going to put this in the 3rd hole. And the washer gives it a little tension, so when you go to tighten your foot, it gives it a little surface area. Now you want to put your paddling foot on next, not the washer. You want to put the washer on next. That gives it some surface tension. Then you want to put your wing nut on. And we make these nuts a little big so they're easy to use. They are made out of plastic, and they're pretty tough. Don't tighten them down so hard that you'll snap them. You can keep tightening and break them. Now that's all there is to putting your foot together. Now the next thing you want to do is to take another nut, your other washer, put it through your paddling foot. I suggest putting it in the same hole as you put it on that side. Probably doesn't make a lot of difference, but you probably want to do that. Then you put your paddling foot on. Then we're going to put our washer on next, and then our set screw. Now the reason we have all these different colors in these paddling feet is you don't fish every day with the same color bait and the same bait every day. Same thing with hunting. The most important thing about a Wonder Duck decoy is the fact that it has body motion and water motion, but the color of the feet that you use on a given day can make a difference. Now this confetti sparkling kaleidoscope, I think it's probably the best color I've ever invented. It actually becomes invisible once you put it on the water, but it will break the sunlight up into different facets, and it'll about double or triple the sight motion of your water motion. But to a duck, that's water, and I've never had anything work better than this. However, if this isn't working, use blue. Some say the patch on a duck's wing is blue. Some say it's purple. Now, next thing I'm going to do is we're going to put this onto the shaft of the motor. Now this shaft has a flat spot, so when you shove your attachment on, you want to back your screw off just a little, make sure it goes all the way down. You don't want to run this attachment out on the base of the motor. Also, I'd put your hand underneath to give it a little support when you're tightening your set screw. Now you'll notice there's a pretty good gap inside between there. You might be able to move this in another hole. Now there's two ways. I send these paddling feet out a little longer than they actually have to be. I do that because I have to, but you can spray your feet out a little bit and they won't hit the water quite as deep, so that makes them adjustable. And if you don't like the color, it takes 30 seconds to change the color to a different color. But the best way to do your paddling feet is to take a pair of scissors and put the decoy in the water and see how deep they're going to go. Now these feet are too long, so I'm going to take off just a little bit of that paddling foot. You don't have to take off a lot. You can tune them just like a duck call, but they work much better when they're just barely scraping over the surface of the water. Normally what I do, if I cut one on one side, I put them together like that, and that'll even them up where they're exactly the same on both sides. Now, I like it where this paddling foot is just barely scraping over the surface of the water or just under the water. You'll get more RPMs, you'll reduce the friction on your motor, and you'll make them more weedless if you do this, if you'll tune them. Now also, if you'll notice that these feet can slide back and forth. And if you won't, well, there's the phone. If you'll notice, if you have the feet like this, they're going to bend in this direction. You want to turn it where it's got a little support. It'll be supported along here so that as it rotates, it gives it a little support. It probably doesn't matter a great deal, but you'll get a little more pop on it when you have the feet in this direction. As I said, you can also splice it out even after you tune it where it's just barely going into the water. This is Walter Solomon. Good luck and good hunting.